Learning to eat with dentures is a little bit of a challenge, but you learn pretty quickly. The biggest thing to remember when you're trying to learn to eat with your dentures is eat with your dentures. It's so tempting to put them aside and just eat without them, or eat without both of them, the top and the bottom, because it's frustrating. But you don't get better unless you keep trying. I am sorry to tell you, you can do it. When you first get dentures, you may be eating a lot of soft food, mashed potatoes, things of that consistency. As you get a little better, you can move up to more solid food. But what about crunchy things? Crunchy things are kind of challenging. Let me show you. A lot of people have a bit of a challenge with salads when they first get their dentures because of how crunchy lettuce is. That's a nice vinaigrette. When you first start learning, you're going to be told try to distribute the food evenly on both sides. That's good advice. When you first start learning to use your dentures, the bottom denture is going to want to move around a lot more than the top. And if you eat on one side or the other, you can pop that bottom denture loose. So you want to try to eat with the food distributed on both sides. That doesn't work for me when I eat crunchy things. I tend to favor my right side. But as I've learned to eat with my dentures, I've gotten a lot better of knowing how to kind of keep them in place. You'll realize that you can adjust to your very own dentures. You'll learn the spots that are troublesome. I have a bit of a challenge with biting with my front teeth because I have a little bit of an overbite in my dentures for the extra lip support. But I've kind of learned to hold my bottom denture in. I can eat on the left, but I have to concentrate more to make sure I'm not popping my denture up. I can try to eat on both sides. Now I'm chewing on both sides, but I still have that urge to move the food over to the right hand side. Because for me, I've learned that's what works well. As you start to eat more and more crunchy things, one thing to keep in mind is what can your dentures handle? You don't want to bite into something so hard that you break a tooth. I used to always like a lot of peanut butter, but peanut butter sticks to my dentures, so I've kind of just switched to eating peanuts. Those work better to move back and forth. When I eat peanuts, I do have a tendency to have that food on both sides of my mouth, so I've got a little bit on both sets of back molars. The peanuts are smaller and they're harder. For peanuts, I feel myself wanting to use both sides of my mouth. As you get used to your dentures, you'll automatically shift that food back and forth to where it's most comfortable. I need a drink of my beverage to rinse it down. Having a beverage to drink when you're eating crunchy things really helps get those food particles washed down so they're not jamming into your dentures. Something cold is better than something hot if you use adhesive, because something hot like coffee or hot tea will want to loosen up that adhesive a little bit. Something cold will help hold your dentures in place. If you find an adhesive solution working for you, and you will, you have to try a few things, but you'll get there. You'll see what works for you. You'll learn how to hold your mouth as you eat to kind of help hold that denture in place. When you do reach that point, you'll find you can really eat the crunchy stuff. Chicharrónes, also known as pork cracklings, are very crunchy. But it is possible to eat something really crunchy like this. With something really crunchy like this, I tend to have to break it up with a little bit of extra force. Then I can move it. And the harder something gets, the crunchier it gets, the more I have to use both sides of my mouth. These are not good for me, but they're so good. I let the food move back and forth. I might have a little bit on both sides. I tend to favor my right. I don't really think about it too much. The more I practice eating with my dentures, the more natural it becomes, so I'm not constantly focused on it. My dentures are regular old acrylic. Denture gum part's a little thick, especially here in the front, because I wanted that extra lip support when I got them. Talk to your dentist about how hard, how able to take crunchy things your dentures are. Your immediate dentures may be a great option to get started, but they might not be as strong as your permanent dentures. Let's try something else. Corn nuts are the hardest form of corn known to humankind. They're like little dried out, hard, crunchy, and salty good. If you've seen some of my other videos, my early videos, you know how discouraged I was when I first got my dentures. My immediates didn't fit well. I couldn't even really wear the lower. And I had this feeling like I was never going to be able to adapt to these big plastic things in my mouth. I just kept wearing them, just kept eating, sometimes too much. After eating all that crunchy stuff with a few particles still in my mouth, it's good to have something to drink to wash it down. I guess I drink it all. Well, hang in there. You can learn to eat anything. Even ice. Stick with it. Start small, work your way up. Practice. You'll get there. I know you can do it. I hope these little tips help, and I really do hope we talk again soon. Just getting the ice out of the cup is the challenge for me.